Okay.
Okay, Apple. Hi, I just saw you ask the question. If a contractor does something that required a permit, but they did not pull a permit, number one, talk to the guy. Hopefully he has a license. If he doesn't, that's your fault. You are supposed to hire people that are licensed, bonded, insured before you do anything on your house, especially do something that's structural. Replacing a door is not structural. If you mean he replaced a door frame, a door jamb, and also put a header in, now you're talking about structural. Put a header in, and he opened a passageway that wasn't any there before. That requires a permit. And if he didn't pull a permit, call the guy, have this conversation with him, and tell him you want that permitted. You will have to pay for the permit fees, for drawings, anything else that the city requires. And he's going to be able to get a permit for that, even though this has already been done. He may have to bring inspectors in and open up some places on the wall to show that it is the proper beam over the door, the header is the proper size, and everything else. If the city requires engineering, depending what you did, but my point is, the guy has to be licensed. You have to have this conversation with the contractor. The contractor may want to just go there and pull the permit, but you are responsible for paying all those fees. The price he gave you for sure didn't include the permit, otherwise you would have paid much more. He is supposed to tell you you need a permit, but you are also responsible if the work is done without a permit, because you cannot have the excuse that you didn't know. You are supposed to know the laws. Claiming that you don't know the law, it's not good enough. So have this conversation with your contractor and find a way to solve this problem. If you already have a violation notice, that's too late. But you still can bring him in and say, hey, let's fix this and have this permitted. A problem of doing something without a permit is that in the future you may have a headache. If you don't have a headache, just don't mess with it. Just don't do anything with it and leave it, and just have this conversation with your contractor if you really want to have this permitted, and he may be able to help you. Your question.
He's asking also if he needs to inform the county.
Oh, don't go telling the county. Yes, you need to inform them, but you are inviting trouble. Why don't you try to solve the problem first? You go in there and submit the paperwork so you can go ahead and solve this problem in advance, because once they tag you, your fees will be doubled. I don't know where you at. Tell me where you're from and I tell you a better answer. But if you're in the Los Angeles area, as soon as you get red tagged, all your fees will be doubled. You may have a bigger problem to get this approved. You're going to have it engineered. You're inviting trouble. Try to solve this with your contractor. Anyway, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, so he asked more saying he's licensed, but I can't get hold of him, new number. Also, I think he moved out of the area. So
we're in a we are right now in the technology can really help you finding people. You know, you type names and phone numbers pop up these days. Skip tracing is another thing you can do online for $10, and you find anyone. You have to do leg work. It's on you to find this guy and have this conversation with him. If you don't find him, call any local contractor and ask, how can I make this right? And for sure he's gonna open up the walls, see the work that the other contractor did, and we will go pull the permits, bring the inspectors in, and then get to all this work that was done permitted. You're gonna have costs associated with it, and you're gonna have to pay for it. Because it is never good enough to say that you didn't know the law. You're always gonna get in trouble, especially if you're the homeowner, and no matter who you hire, you're responsible for it. If they don't have workman's comp, someone gets hurt, you are responsible for it. Contractor law is very specific, and homeowners don't know anything about contractor law. But you should research and go into channels like mine and ask questions before you go into problems like this or construction projects like this. Okay, I hope I answered your question. Keep asking.